Is it Sydney Sweeney? Sydney Sweeney, show me, babe, your blue jeans. Your blue jeans, oh my sweet lord. I'm from Russia, I don't smile, I don't laugh, I don't love, I don't live, I don't exist, bro. And people going, so everything comes towards this point. This show looks just awful. Like, you know, this is colors and situation when you die in some sort of God revelation and transition into heaven. Just compare this flat, boring red versus this. That's why I was so excited by these colors and these sweet babes. Of course, I just love wide lenses. They make everything better. So it creates contrast, but this contrast cold and disgusting. Disgusting, bro. Maybe you know it is just lack of women legs in my life, bro. Inami life. Like, you know, I guess this shot represents Terrence Malick overall direction of feeling. These people walk towards some revelation, some clarity, you know, some answers. They're walking towards meaning of life. Hey guys, hey my sweet little guys. Today I wanna try a little bit different format, like completely different format. If you don't know what it is Shotdeck. It is a paid website with subscription model, and it's basically a collection of shots from different movies, series, music clips, etc. Of course it's not sponsored video, I have like 100 subscribers, of course they don't know about my existence, and even if they knew, they wouldn't care. But come on Shotdeck, I'm already willing to make a video sitting on your website for free, so send me money and I will be your loyal servant. So I love this website because there you can see only shots from actual movies and series. No AI stuff, nothing from actual users, only shots from cinematography. Also there are tons of very useful filters. For example, let's look for exterior, for example night and dusk. Let's pick color range, something like this: orange, exterior, night and dusk. And yes, we are getting a lot of results with these parameters. And also we can change frame size, for example close up, and shot type like Dutch angle, and we get something like this. So yeah, pretty cool site. Also it has pretty sweet system of similar shot recommendation, like you see night, fog, dude, silhouette, and here we see a lot of similar examples. Also you can go to specific movie page and there are shots from this movie. I am as a guy who is connected to CG, cinematography and all this stuff. I love this site. It is about $70 per year and there's a free trial, so you can check it out. And what I wanna do today, I wanna just browse through this site and discuss some shots. Shall we? But before doing this, let me minimize myself on the screen a little bit, because it's not about me, it's about shots. But it's also about me, bro, come on. You need to see my sweet face because it's kinda my personal content creation brand, like, you know. Of course, bro, of course. Alright, bro, I think we are good to go. Let's just scroll through random shots. I pretty love this shot, it's catching attention even from some distance. Like, overall it is dark and cold, and this dude in white shirt really catches attention, and he is counterbalanced by this light source. So overall center of composition shifted a little bit right, and like dude in the right bottom balanced by this light source a little bit towards center, and also this side kinda counterbalanced by this wall. It is also pretty bright, so there's like this triangle. And I think maybe it would be better without this stuff. Now you can see it immediately becomes like a cage if we remove this window. Like this window immediately adds some feeling of space. Interesting. So overall, yeah, it's pretty average shot, but it works. It kinda works. These colors are just crazy, like there's this heavy vibe of, you know, plague or poison or swamp, like some poisonous monsters and decay. Like it is very nice color contrast, but it's very painful for me to look at these colors. What do you think? I love this shot, I've seen it a lot of times on Shotdeck, and it's crazy how white his teeth are. Like bro, isn't it ruining shot? Isn't it making it unrealistic? Like, you know, what's the problem to do something like this with his teeth? And it immediately becomes more believable and like integrated. Just look at this. What the hell with his teeth? This is shot from The Boys, and in my opinion this show looks just awful. Like, you know bro, I really hate color grading of this show. Let's choose random. Like, you know, the colors in The Boys are so cold and so teal orange in a bad way, in a default bad boring way. And also oftentimes shadows in The Boys looks very black. This is like signature shot from The Boys. This is how The Boys looks for me. Oh my god, I just hate it. Or for example, this shot, just look at this. Oh my god. Like, you know, the skin and light colors painted in greenish tones, and of course sometimes they are pretty stylish like shots, pretty contrast and interesting, but overall I don't like this show at all, and the main reason, it is very cold. It's so uninviting for me. If we're talking about cold and pleasant colors, let me return to the Andor. Yeah bro, Andor. Andor is fucking awful. For example, this is very signature shot from Andor if we are talking about season 1, and I absolutely hate this. You see cyan lighting and this desaturated yellow and these heavy oranges. Oh bro, I hate it. Of course, it's very unpleasant and uninviting to look at these, for example, Empire colors or Prison colors, these heavy white. This planet Aldani, as I remember, also looks very boring. So yeah, the whole first season of Andor is very unattractive for me in terms of colors. And also, you know what I hate about this shot from The Boys? Of course you can tell that these trees looks very CGI and fake. Like, you know, it feels like they're fake depth of field. Also, you know, heavy light trap when we see this stuff on the edges between light and objects. Like this blurry light edge, it immediately adds CGI feeling. Or just look at this building. I'm pretty sure they're sitting in front of green screen, bro. I'm pretty sure it's all fake. Oh, this is pretty sweet. I like it. What it is? Napa Pidgery Choose the Future. I guess it's music clip. Let's check it, bro. Ah, okay. I guess it is clothes brand and it is one of their ads. Okay, I don't know which one, but this shot looks pretty cool, like pretty natural and heavy film grain. And you know, skin and subsurface scattering is very heavy and warm. Just look how heavy red these edges between shadow and light or on her face, like pretty high subsurface or chromatic aberration, something like this. You know, it's a little bit unpleasant to look at this shot, like it feels way too blue. And maybe it's the reason why in movies they use teal orange, like a little bit towards green side, because green color in shadow is more warm than, for example, blue in shadows. And so you can see like this blue and this cold cyan lighting again. It feels kinda unpleasant, kinda cold, and I don't feel cozy being in this shot. I want to go away from it. I don't want to stay in it. And this shot from There Will Be Blood, like vice versa, it's very welcoming and inviting. Like, you know, it is heavily warm, but there are some coldish, this white, coldish, gray, a little bit green counterbalance. And also there are some variety in warmth, so it doesn't look boring like here, little bit yellowish and bright, here more orange and heavy, here skin tone with this reddish, or this a little bit magenta coldish highlights, or this desaturated dark jacket. So this shot looks pretty comfortable. Your eyes are just relaxed sitting in this shot. This one is pretty cool. Let me remove myself completely. Like, it's interesting how they achieved so greenish skin tone. I guess can be achieved just because of the lighting, especially given that her hairs and her clothes are so blue, so it's heavily color corrected, I guess. And it's interesting that there's only one spot with complementary color, this orangey red spot, and everything else is in blue and green tones. But for example, her skin becomes warm compared, for example, to this green or these very cold blue lights. And also you can see there's this like subsurface scattering yellow orange stuff. I don't know, looks interesting, looks fun. This shot, oh my god. Oh, it's so heavy in terms of color, bro. Oh, like I feel this shot draining my energy. It is so heavy. Like, you know, shadows are so blue and light is so orange and warm. And also this color contrast amplified by these orange and red elements contrasted with blue elements everywhere. So yeah, overall color contrast is nice, but it's so heavy to look at this shot. Oh, I love this one. I like this complementary color contrast, like extremely red versus extremely blue. And also, you know, there's interesting rhythm of colors like red triangle, boom, 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 3 red spots, and these red spots balanced by these less obvious called blue spots. And also there's this very interesting orange spot. So in the end, this shot looks very colorful and very complementary and balanced and like saturated and fresh. Pretty cool. This shot is kinda sweet but also kinda awful. Like, I guess green versus pinky create good contrast, but by the way, in terms of composition, look at the balance of highlights. Like, our girl, of course, is the main bright point in this picture, and she is balanced by this triangle of highlights. So in the center of the picture we have this balanced highlight triangle. One big bright spot versus 2 supporting small. But anyway, in terms of colors, it's very heavy for me. Oh, I love this one. This one is very sweet, bro. This movie is from 1986, France. You know, whole movie isn't so nice, but this shot, like, I don't know, everything is so balanced. Like, we have red, 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 with this balanced motion and this pinky. Like, overall whole our picture is warm and we have these cold colors outside, and it is balanced by this less cold blanket. Also, you know, these green plants versus these red things in different parts of the screen. Our warm girl stays here and she's balanced by this warm stuff, and this warm stuff. And also this shot is so alive, there's so many textures in it and it's so imperfect, but it makes it very sweet. Maybe, you know, it is just lack of women legs in my life, bro. Inami life. I don't like this shot. There's definitely not enough color contrast. Of course, it can work for mood if, for example, this shot represents some depression, loneliness, desperation, it works fine. But just a separate shot, of course, it's very unpleasant. By the way, I recently watched the video about Michael Fassbender's career, and bro, I feel sorry for this dude, like, all his major roles became flops. And you can feel like he's a big actor with a lot of roles, but it seems like screen and movies and fate just doesn't really love him. This shot is pretty good, not because it's sexy as fuck, of course, but in terms of temperature, in terms of warmth, this gradient from red to yellowish, just amazing, bro. Because, you know, as I said in my Romulus video, just like check similar shots, red is always feel like shit. For example, compare this red versus this gradient. Or for example, compare this heavy cold neon red versus this temperature. Wow, bro, wow. And you know, there's this little white imperfection, and they are not only adding texture to this shot, but also they create this color and brightness little contrasts. And of course these reds counterbalanced by this greenish background. Yeah, I love this shot. It is like perfect implementation of red color temperature. Let's check this movie. Oh my god, it looks just like shit, bro. It was the only nice shot from this movie, bro. Oh my god, what a shithole, bro. Oh, I love this one. You know, today we discussed shot with a similar color palette. Like, you remember green versus red and yellow, and I said that shot feels very poisonous and like rot and decay, but this shot looks pretty nice. I guess because in this shot we have more desaturated greens and they're leaning a little bit towards bluish colder side, and on the other hand, reds and yellow are very saturated and pushed, so it looks pretty nice to me. Shot from Dune Part 2, and you know, you can always see this type of lens with strong bokeh and strong, you know, distortion and depth of field and warp. Like you can see this in Dune, in Shogun, even in Godzilla vs. Kong I watched yesterday, I saw this. And I'm not sure about this lens. Of course it works in some situation and it helps to focus our attention on the face, on the foreground, but I don't really understand a hype around it. Is it Sydney Sweeney? Sydney Sweeney, show me babe your blue jeans. Your blue jeans, oh my sweet lord. Sorry bro, I didn't fuck for a while, you know, it affects my taste a little bit, my artistic choice, bro. Whoa bro, this is nice too. I usually don't like these neon shots, for example like John Wick, but this shot is very colorful. You just can see this color palette, and we have like red versus red on the sides, and this yellowish green is like our color accent near actress face, and her face and overall shadows are in cold bluish cyan tones, and also we have these saturated tubes near her. Yeah, you know, it is these artificial neon colors, but at least there are some cool color contrasts. Let's check some John Wick shots, for example, to compare. John Wick. Like, yeah, bro, like this is what I'm talking about, like two colors. One neon color versus second neon color. Or like this, mostly green versus orange. Or like this, blue versus green mostly. Same here, just blue versus yellows, oranges. So color palette like this is much more vibrant and interesting. Oh, this one is cool. I love how soft shadows are on her face. I feel like background is CG, maybe, it kinda feels fake, and overall it feels like green screen shot, but I just love these soft bluish shadow. Oh, this is pretty cool colors. I'm not even sure you can catch these type of colors in real life. So much purple and blue. This shot from Arcane is just shitty in my opinion. Like, this composition feels way too noisy. Like, of course we have pretty clear bridge, like, you know, this line, and also on the side we have a little bit more noisy and dark elements, so our attention is guided more towards this direction. But anyway, I don't like it at all. I don't even like whole Arcane style, to be honest. Not my thing. Oh, I love this shot. Very, very wide and spacious and underexposed and pretty soft, and there's nice color contrast. Of course it's boring, but it's pretty comfortable to look at. I love how colorful this shot is. I remember recently I watched the video by Vakas Kazi. This guy is color grader for movies, clips, etc. It was this video, why every new movie looks like garbage. Today's boring mess. And he was talking about something like this, like you can see this movie is pretty old and it looks pretty colorful. There's no these boring black shadows and default color gradient, like for example in The Boys, like we discussed. And also, you know, cast shadow is pretty cool, like focusing our attention on this side of the face and adding some vibe. Of course, you know, most of the shots are pretty boring, like they just work. Mostly all the shots have nice color palette, nice compositions, nice contrast, nice lighting. If you think you can't find really ugly shots in modern cinema, like you can find a lot of boring stuff, for example Netflix and for example The Boys and Andor, but overall cinematography and color grading is at very high level. Unlike for example script writing. In cinematography or color grading or in CGI you have pretty objective metrics, what looks good, but I guess in script writing it's all way more relative. Oh, bro, just look at this, what the hell, bro. Pretty creepy, and I can't understand where the light coming from. Her hand is completely in darkness and casting shadow. Cool. Oh, I've seen this thing a lot. It is some music clip, Jill All Your Words, and there's a lot very stylish shots and colors and transition. Oh, this is nice. This is nice, bro. You know, oftentimes just silhouette like this works much better than full CGI. Like yesterday I watched King Kong vs Godzilla New Empire, and there are tons of CGI and CG creatures and you just don't care. You completely don't care about it. But one this shot with one silhouette, it can work way more deep. Oh, this is awful. This is awful. I can't look at this color palette. Oh, it's interesting why. Let's check our color circle. Like, yeah, I guess pink is too close to blues, so it doesn't work like good contrast. Like, you know, blue is the most cold color, and this pinky magenta is the most cold amongst warm colors. So it creates contrast, but this contrast cold and disgusting, bro. And by the way, this one already works much better because blues are not so cold and pinky transition more to this magenta red with like a warm face color, and it's already feel way more pleasant. Oh my god, bro. By the way, again, this is this clip, Jill All Your Words. As I said, there are a lot of cool stuff in this clip. Oh bro, to be honest, I hate Dune design. I hate these oversimplistic primitive forms. Of course it works for some people, but I don't like these primitive, big, obvious shapes. Oh, so desaturated, so gray. Pretty nice, yeah, Monkey Man, I've seen this movie. By the way, it's pretty nice movie. It is better than John Wick as for me. It is Indian remake of John Wick, but it has way more meaning and depth. And you know, interesting India vibe with ghettos, with spiritual leader, with some religious. And I love this shot, it looks pretty cold overall, but these blues are so soft and they are nicely balanced by pretty warm skin tone and this pretty warm green. This one looks pretty interesting, but I'm not sure that you can do these two skin tones. In some situations you can, but overall skin tones should be more warm, otherwise it looks just unpleasant in biological level. But anyway, these cool bluish skin tones looks much better than the same in Andor, for example. Here we obviously have some Terrence Malick. Of course you can just save from these wide lenses. Oh, this one is good. You know, there are tons of videos about these tricks with mirrors and how they hide in cameras. It's not interesting for me, but overall this shot is pretty cool. And yeah, I think I wanna watch this movie Ballerina because it feels like there are a lot of color and cinematography and color coding things happens in this movie. Like, just look how stylized and various it all. Peaky Blinders season 6. Bro, there are 6 seasons of this shit. I dropped it just after one. Again, this movie Fallen Angels catched my attention. What it is? It is China, Hong Kong. Whoa, bro, shots by this director looks pretty good. A lot of stuff with motion blur happens, with lenses, with colors, of course. I think I wanna watch something from this guy. His name is Wong Kar-wai. Wong Kar-wai. I don't know about this shot, I've seen it like 20 times in Shotdeck. And why I've seen this shot? What should I have seen here? Yeah, it kinda works. Maybe it represents some significant moment for a movie, but it is so average. I've seen this shot like also 50 times before I watched The Creator. I think her facial expression became like a signature of this movie. By the way, The Bear, I've heard a lot of good stuff about editing of this series, about colors, about story and like philosophy of grind of main actor. But I tried first episode and I immediately turned it off because it's some sort of comedy. I know there are a lot of tragic moments and sadness, but overall it feels like some sort of comedy from first episodes, and I don't love comedy at all, bro. Like, I'm from Russia, I don't smile, I don't laugh, I don't love, I don't live, I don't exist, bro. Oh, just look at this shot, bro. Oh. Bro, like, you know, this shot feels like death. It feels both like death and heaven. Like, you know, this is colors and situation when you die in some sort of God revelation and transition into heaven. I don't know why these shots strike me so deep, but wow. Let's check it. Marigella, what it is. I already want to watch this movie. Oh, I guess we can see some narrative bookends, like, you know, this is shot from the start of the movie, and it, I guess, yeah, 2.5 hours in, so this is like closing shot. So there's some rhyming, like this is intro and this is end. That's nice, bro, that's nice. I wanna check it. I wanna watch this movie. I don't care. I've seen this one shot, I've seen this rhyming, and I already wanna watch this movie, bro. Where it happens, it is Colombia or something like this. Yeah, it is Brazilian director. Wow, bro, just look at this, just look at this. This is shot from this movie. Oh, bro. Just look at this shot. What a hell, bro. It is beautiful. It is just beautiful. I want to meet my death in an environment like this. Bro, it is just amazing. Wow. I definitely wanna watch this movie, bro. I just love these colors and these environment, time of day, colors, everything. Oh, this is my sweet guy, Alberto Mielgo. And this is Jibaro, my sweet little Albert Mielgo. I really love this short film, Jibaro. I guess I need to make video about it, but I guess there's tons of video about our style of this episode, and I don't think I can contribute anything to this. But yeah, Jibaro is great, and Alberto Mielgo is great. This is, yeah, Knight of Cups, Terrence Malick. Seen this movie recently, pretty nice movie, but you know, when you discover that you are just in the middle of the movie and you have to watch 1 more hour of this, it is like, oh, fuck, okay, concentrate, bro, okay. And you know, this movie totally worth it, but anyway, it's a little bit painful to watch Knight of Cups. Oh, this one looks pretty bad, by the way. Like, color contrast is so striking and there are no support for warm tones anywhere in the picture. It looks pretty unbalanced, unpleasant. Wrong. Oh, I love this one. Like, desaturated dead landscape. And whole mood kinda desaturated and dead. Just look at this dead inside, babe. Oh my god, bro, I guess I have some problems with pinky colors and magentas. I just hate to watch at these. But you know, all streamers in this universe streaming in this pinky setup, I guess people love it. Oh, I guess I've recently watched the video about acting, and the guy who played in Stranger Things gave this scene as acting exercise. I don't know about this movie, but I've seen this scene. You know, it's pretty cool how I know about some movies just from completely irrelevant sources. And I'm asking myself, why do I need these kind of knowledges in my life? Is it somehow worth it? Is it somehow increasing my value? I guess not. I guess I'm just wasting my time watching some YouTube videos. Bro, again, this babe, I just love this light. Let's check what it is. Oculus. Probably some horror movie. And of course, I have no desire to watch horror movies. Okay, whatever. Oh, this is pretty sweet composition, like, you know, pretty obvious circle, but works interesting. As we discussed, just look at these awful red colors versus... I downloaded this image, bro, because that was perfect color temperature. Just compare these flat, boring red versus these. You can see, versus these. Just compare. That's why I was so excited by these colors and these sweet babes. Of course, bro, of course. Oh, I know this dude. He played in Gladiator 2. Paul Mescal. Is it him? Is it him? Yeah, Gladiator 2. Whatever this is, he fits better there than in Gladiator 2. That's for sure. Alright, bro, let's wrap up this video with some good shot. Let's find something very, very special. Something that deserves to be the end of this video. And this works for me perfectly. Let me remove myself and let's discuss this shot a little bit. What I like about this shot? First, of course, it is just Terrence Malick wide lens. Wide lens makes everything better. Also, you know, I pretty love color palette. It is obviously cold, but it doesn't feel really cold. I guess because all lights are tinted in a little bit yellowish pinky. A little bit. So even though there's nothing warm in this shot, it feels pretty balanced. Also, of course, I love pretty readable dark silhouettes versus mostly bright background. And you know, I love composition, like this guy. It is not rule of third, but he's not in the center, like it is something like this, and this guy probably moved from here, so he's staying on this line and these two dots, but also he's leaning more towards the center, so shot is more balanced. And also we have like one big guy here, group of guys here, and a lot of guys on the right side to balance all of this. And also I love how this dirt create guiding lines, like here, wheel, and these skies also like wheel. And for example, this line and this line and people going, so everything comes towards this point. So it's pretty nice composition. And of course, you know, just soul, just mood of this shot is really, really deep. I don't know what mood, what idea this shot represents, but in any way, it is deep. Like I feel these people going towards, I'm not sure they are going towards future. Like, you know, I guess this shot represents Terrence Malick overall direction of feeling. These people walk towards some revelation, some clarity, you know, some answers. They're walking towards meaning of life. You know, like Christian Bale walked towards these answers, this inner harmony during whole Knight of Cups, and I feel these people also walk towards the same answers, the same Terrence Malick feeling. Bro, I just love wide lenses. I just love wide lenses. They make everything better. As for me, wide lenses automatically make every shot not cinematographic, it doesn't feel like cinema, but it is so spacious. And you know, because wide lenses distort everything so much, in every shot you have like guiding lines, everything goes into perspective because of this lens, and you have some big dominating object, which becomes like a composition center. And also, of course, wide lenses add a lot of space, a lot of sky, a lot of air, you can just breathe. Alright, bro, I know I'm talking to nobody because nobody will watch this video at least until this point. It is just impossible. I don't believe there's any human beings in this world who can do this, but I'm glad if you're here. Hope it was somehow interesting for you. And after this Shotdeck journey, I want to watch 2023 Ballerina, and I absolutely want to watch Marighella movie. And I want to watch this movie purely because of these shots. And because, you know, I like Latin America. I don't know why, but I'm really longing for it. Wait a second. Promotional art for Marighella movie. Oh, bro, what a fuck. What a fuck, bro. Alright. Bye bye, bro.